And hello, I'm John Bachman. A gunfight in eastern Afghanistan has left one American dead, 2 others injured. The soldiers came under fire from an Afghan soldier at a compound where a senior U.S. diplomat was meeting with local officials. That Afghan soldier was killed. And several groups, including Wikimedia and Human Rights Watch, are now accusing the DEA of illegally snooping on phone calls to foreign countries. It's filed in a lawsuit against the DEA. You can see that suit right here, which is now online. The secret surveillance program was revealed earlier this year. Human Rights Watch, I should say, says it often deals with people in life and death situations, and it wants to be careful about handing over this kind of information, not just to our government, to any government. No comment yet from the DEA. Today in South Carolina, North Charleston's mayor and police chief are meeting with the family of that shooting victim, Walter Scott. A South Carolina police officer named Michael Schlager now faces murder charges. A bystander captured the whole shooting on his cell phone camera the moment when the officer opened fire on Walter Scott.
I can tell you that as the result of that video and the bad decision made by our officer, he will be charged with murder.
Now, according to an article in the New York Times, Mr. Scott's brother, Anthony, said he believed Mr. Scott had fled from the police on Saturday because he owed child support. The FBI has also now joined the investigation. Hackers from Russia have apparently breached some White House computer systems. Officials say they were able to get into the unclassified part of those systems, which is used by several offices, including the General Counsel's office and some officials in the budget office. And we don't have that soundbite for you. That was from Ben Rhodes. But Rhodes also says they actually first mentioned the intrusion last year. Another hack at the State Department forced it to shut down parts of its email system as well last month. The Secretary of Defense in Japan today, despite continuing unrest in the Middle East, the Obama administration is trying to keep its focus on this so-called pivot towards Asia. Ashton Carter has been talking about defense agreements in Japan and heads to South Korea later this week. Day 2 of deliberations in the Boston Marathon bombing trial. Jurors started the day with answers to a couple of questions that they posed to the judge about legal terms. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is facing 30 charges in connection with the 2013 bombing that killed 2 people and left more than 200 hurt. A monster deal today in the energy sector. Royal Dutch Shell has now agreed to buy BG Group for just under $70 billion, $70 billion with a B. If approved, the shareholders of both companies, would create the world's largest independent producer of liquefied natural gas. And NASA now says we may have to wait too long for proof on Earth. The agency's chief scientist, speaking yesterday in Washington, says she believes we'll have strong indications in just the next few years, and we'll have definitive evidence within the next 20 years that there's life someplace else. But she warns we're not talking about little green men, we're only talking about microbes. A lot of disappointed folks out there. Another update for you in 30 minutes.